Hi guys, I'm Nox, and today we're going to start a new Kerbal Space Program playthrough. What this means is I made a new sandbox save, and I'm planning to colonize every object in Kerbal system thinkable. So what you're gonna see in this first episode is placing relays into orbit of Kerbin and Minmus. I'm setting relays even though I'm not using the comnats, because I just want some semi-realism, but I don't want to rely on that system to always have my probes reachable. I'm going to colonize the system assuming that I can actually make more than one episode of this series, and that's about it. So now you're seeing the launch of the Kerbin bound relays. The modes that I'm gonna be using on this latest version, which is 1.7.2, are some informational modes like Kerbal Engineer, which you can see on top of the screen, some additional numbers. Then Kerbal Alarm Clock, which you can't see yet, but I'm sure you're gonna see it because I'll be using it a lot to not miss warps, especially when I have multiple missions going on, and other informational modes. Then some big part modes like Near Future. I have all Near Future modes. Those add some forms of very strong propulsion, which is good for deep space exploring. Then I have Kerbal Attachment System, which allows us to connect different ships without having to do something too much in BAB. Kerbal Inventory System, which could allow us to build in orbit to some degree, and even on surface of the colonies. And finally, I've got KOS, which I'm planning to use for automatizing some parts of the project, like setting up relays, because as you can see here, it's pretty boring job to do. I mean, I enjoy these boring jobs, but thinking of doing them for each moon and each planet is kinda bad, so I'm gonna be trying to do that. Finally, I tried to make the outer planets mode work, which would add way more planets to the system, which would basically mimic Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. But unfortunately, this mode doesn't work yet for this version of Kerbal Space Program, but I'm going to add it if they update it. And that's about it for the first part of the video, and I'm going to reach out to you at the end of the video with some additional info. Unfortunately, the Minmus rocket didn't have enough fuel to make an orbit around Minmus. So what I had to do was improvise, and with each of the 4 satellites I had to make the orbit separately, which was very painstaking because switching between those objects was kinda hard, and burn with Xeon engine is very slow, but eventually I made it, and then followed about an hour of adjusting the orbits to not be polar, and I think it turned out pretty nicely. We've got 4 satellites, because 3 are for the relay network around Minmus, and 1 is for scanning for fuel, because as I said earlier, we're going to make a refueling station around Minmus, and for that we need a way to mine resources. My plans for the next video are to set up the mining colony on Minmus. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make that in one episode, or if I'm gonna make that in another episode, or if I'm gonna split that. In the top left corner you can see the Kerbin alarm clock, which is showing transfers to other planets. This is important because to make an efficient transfer to another planet, you should hit roughly that transfer window. This transfer window means that you only need to burn forward to get to the planet, or backwards if it's Moho or Eevee, which are the two innermost planets in the Kerbal system. And that's about it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.